Bill here. Today's Wednesday, July 12th. Wanted to give you an update. We have had a really good week this week in the metals. All four of them are higher. And silver takes the cake for both the 1 week and for the year. And check out those numbers, some pretty impressive numbers, including for gold. And that brings us to today's episode, which is gold a good investment? And it's kind of a loaded question. I believe it is. And one of the reasons it is that it has been for thousands of years. It's one of the few things you could put money in that has withstood virtually every type of financial condition, every type of geopolitical storm you could imagine, from war to depression to stagflation, virtually any type of condition out there, gold has seen and has done its job. Now, anytime we start talking about thousands of years, one of the pushbacks that comes back is people say, well, I'm not likely to live for thousands of years. I need something that's going to work for me while I'm alive, or perhaps for me and my family and those that will come on after me for 2 or 3 generations. I need something that will work in that span of time. And if that's your outlook, then we also have good news for you. Gold does well in those situations. So let's look at a shorter period of time that would be more reasonable for any of us to live in. Let's say 50 years. If we look back, I went back 52 years actually, to 1971. And if we, that's the year, in fact, next month, 52 years ago, is when President Nixon disconnected the implied connection to gold that was backing the dollar. And so since that time, gold has averaged right around 8% a year, just under, like 7.8. So what if you could have an investment that you could purchase and forget about it, not pay any fees to own it, not pay any taxes while you own it, have no record, no reporting while you own it, nobody knows anything about it, and during that 52-year period, you've averaged 7.8% on something. I would think that would be a good place to put some of your savings. That's not too many things can do that with no fees and no taxes and all that kind of thing the whole while you own it. So let's break it down into a shorter period. What about 20 years? Well, 20 years, gold has averaged a little over 8%, like 8.65. So 50 years, we've got 7.8, and 20 years, we've got 8.6. So if we average that, it's going to be a little better than 8% over those two periods of time. The good news is for the last 10 years, gold has only averaged 4.04%. So what that means is that in order to just get back to its long-term average for the next 10 years, gold is going to have to average somewhere around 12%. So just to be average, the next 10 years for gold are set to be 12. Now, looking out at the landscape today with all the confusion, all the disruption, all the uncertainty in the economy, possibly facing a world war, which we hope not, but all the conditions are there for more problems. Where else can you comfortably, safely put money that you have a reasonable expectation would average around 12% a year for the next 10 years? So for those reasons and many more, we'll talk about some more of them next week. I do believe gold is a good investment, certainly for a portion of your savings. Thank you for tuning in. We look forward to speaking again with you soon.